My name is Brandon Onaka. I'm from Hilo, Hawaii, and I'm a Japanese Gyotaku fish print artist. So my first Gyotaku experience, I must have been high school in 9th grade. I made a Father's Day gift for my dad. It was just a little nenui that I caught. But it was my very first print and I was very proud of it. What got me inspired to get started with Gyotaku, I saw a local artist do it on television as a kid. That kind of sparked my interest. I was always into fishing, diving, just being in and around the ocean. And when I learned about Gyotaku, I saw it as a perfect way to commemorate our catches while still being able to eat them and enjoy them. So my passion for fishing and spearfishing, it began at a young age. I was raised in and around the ocean by my father, and as I got older, I started venturing out with like my own friends, going off spearing and fishing on our own and just, bonding over doing these things together, camping, fishing, diving, cooking food. It's just part of the whole process we have here in Hawaii, being surrounded by water. So Gyotaku is a Japanese fish printing art form. It began in Japan in the 18th century. It started first in its early form as just a size reference, just taking purely the size of the fish. Throughout time, Gyotaku evolved to become its own art form. I think Gyotaku is a way of storytelling. It's more than just paint on paper. Every Gyotaku has its own story, Like if you were to catch this fish and I printed it for you, you're not only showing the fish itself, but all the knowledge that was passed down to you from your ancestors, from your kupuna or friends or family. That knowledge that you inherited, everything came together for you to catch this, memorable catch. And I think all of this is captured within a Gyotaku impression. Hawaii is my home. We're very fortunate to call someplace so beautiful our home. I think the most important lesson I've learned from fishing on the ocean is to always respect it. The ocean it's alive, it's to be respected. It can take you at any time and just always be aware and mindful of that. So by creating Gyotaku, it allows me to see fish and appreciate them differently. I tend to look at them not only from like a aesthetic point of view, but like a scientific point of view as well. Kind of figuring out why fish are made certain ways. Why do they have certain features over other fish? Long fins, short fins, thicker jaws, sharper teeth. Everything has a purpose in nature, and Gyotaku has allowed me to kind of explore that more on my own. hope when people see my Gyotaku art, they feel the energy that I put into it. You know, this art, it means a lot to me, and with every Gyotaku impression, I impart a little bit of myself into it as well. With every print, I'm trying my very best to do my best work and make the fish come back to life. And I hope that people can really feel that from my work. So ever since I started doing Gyotaku, it was always my dream to print a sailfish. Something about the long nose with that beautiful sail, it just fascinated me. And those are not easy to get a hold of in Hilo. Maybe 4 years ago, I was fortunate and got my first sailfish and printed it, and it was a humbling experience. There's so many different components of the fish, you know, the nose, the body, the sail, and I was just very fortunate to get one. Spear diving, it's a really unique feeling, you know, just being underwater. I'm always very cautious about other creatures in the water. You know, there's a lot of things that can happen. There's sharks, eels, you know, you can get stung by a sea urchin. I just try to remind myself that I'm in their territory and to just be respectful and mindful of the other creatures. A lot of people would see my videos and say, oh, it's such a waste that you're painting fish and you're just wasting it and throwing it away, which is so far from the truth because, you know, the Gyotaku for me is just the first level of art. There's also the sushi dishes and cooking dishes that we make that are just another aspect of art. So right now I'm a full-time Gyotaku fish printing artist, but prior to this, I worked in the culinary industry for many years, specializing in sushi specifically. I think sushi is kind of like Gyotaku for me in a way. I can be myself, be open to creating and plating and making things look aesthetically nice. And I think that's why I personally gravitated towards sushi. So we got this beautiful lehi fillet. So I'm just gonna clean it up a little bit. So I think my background in sushi and my Gyotaku career, they kind of go hand in hand. I think that seeing fish all the time, it kind of gives me ideas for how to prepare them and create these dishes, kind of figuring out how to utilize them in the best possible way. With my cooking style for fish, I like to enhance natural flavors. Some fish are sweeter, fattier, oilier, better texture, and it's my job to figure out what that thing is and to bring that out in the fish. So for today's dish, I made a lehi sashimi presentation. There's some sashimi and nigiri on there. I just wanted to keep it very simple. The lehi is a very tasty fish in itself, so I didn't want to do too much to it. One of my lifelong dreams is to travel around the world and my Gyotaku art. I went to Mexico recently on a solo trip and printed fish there, met a lot of great people and shared my art with the community. And this is something I want to keep going, you know, I want to travel around the world and see how far this art can take me. I think over the years of printing probably thousands and thousands of fish, I've refined my entire Gyotaku printing process. It's not just one or two things, it's hundreds of different aspects of Gyotaku printing that go into just one impression. You know, from getting the initial print to touching up and adding the color. I think the color is a huge part of my style of Gyotaku. I feel like the color really helps the fish come back to life. So when I paint, I try and replicate and bring the life back into the fish. All right, so this is the Gyotaku I made of the lehi. So I added my color to it, and this is the finished product. So last night we went lobster diving. Got some nice ones. It's Hawaiian spiny lobster. The best lobster you'll ever try. I'm very fortunate, you know, every day I wake up, I do something that I'm passionate about, something I've always dreamed of doing, and I'm doing it every day. So I hope that when people see my work, they're also inspired to pursue their own passion, whatever that may be. It doesn't have to be related to what I do, but life is short, you know? So if there's something out there that you've always wanted, go out there and get it. Anything is possible. My name is Brandon Nonaka. I'm a Gyotaku artist, and this is my story.